Here at Lens Crackers, we can crack your fine, high-quality eyewear in less than an hour. Our trained technicians use only the best equipment to crack your fine quality eyewear. So remember, Lens Crackers, we can crack them in less than an hour.
Welcome back to Fuzzy Truth Quest. Oh my goonie. We're so fuzzy out here. Welcome back to Truth Quest, where we are just downrange of strange, slightly out of focus. Oh yeah, and everything else like that. Wow, this is usually when you put your hand on it and you bring your hand back very slowly. Then it does that. Uh-oh. Oh, my. The bat phone, folks. Let me get it here. Oh, it's all tangled up. Chloe was playing with it. Hello?
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 Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you on the bat phone, yes.
Okay, the chat is not on the screen.
Oh, the chat isn't on the screen. I'll fix that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. The bat phone. All right. Aided by my Google iPhone, the Google iPhone. It's a nice upgrade that you can do, and I think you should. Well, alrighty, Aphrodite. Let me see. Oh, it's not going to let me. Hold on. Let me check here. Oh, there it is. Okay. The right window has to be open. There we are, and there we have it. Sorry about that. Well, I'm watching the kids today, and they just laid down. I got the monitor going here, but they've learned to whisper. So they're in cahoots. There it is. There you have it. Well, alrighty, Aphrodite. Well, welcome again back to Truth Quest, where we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious, and the paranormal is the new normal. Oh, yes. If there ever was one, there is one, and that's what it is. Remember, it is what it is, but it isn't what it isn't. Remember that. Don't be a quiz. Thank you very much. Alrighty, Aphrodite. Where are we going next? No clue, Mr. Magoo. No, there's a clue. We're going over to Chatlandia, that crazy little spot in our galaxy, or maybe a neighboring galaxy as well. We're not sure if the internet started off as ARPANET, DARPANET, started by DARPA. Maybe they got other planetoids and galaxies and things like this. Who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Remember, when people say they know something, remember, nobody knows. Nobody knows. The Shadow knows. Well, the Shadow used to know. You should bring that show back. Well, let's see who's over there in Chatlandia. Well, first up is Catherine Weiss. That's Weiss 123. She's one of our Ultramods, and she says, "Hi, Aaron." Isn't that nice? And then Kathy also says, "I'll be over on YouTube tonight." Awesome. And then Kathy also says, "Hi, Peggy," because she knows Peggy's going to be along shortly. And then I said, Hi, Kathy. Okay. Because she's going over there to YouTube. So I was really rushing and trying to get the show going. I think I got started at the right time. But yeah, the kids. You think they're asleep downstairs, and all of a sudden one of them comes walking up. Go, okay. Alrighty then. Yep. Oh well. Then I said, hi, Kathy, on YouTube. And then Kathy says, hi, Aaron, over on YouTube. See how quick she got over there. Then I said, hello, Truth Questers, over there on YouTube. On the landscape version of the show. And Cap 78 Pack, Peggy Dancer is here. Look, she says, hello, Aaron. At Weiss123 Kathy, I'll be here. All right. She's another one of our ultra mods. So now we got 2 ultra mods here. And Kathy, another one of our ultra mods, says, please like and share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Helps those old algo rhythms, the algo beat, and the algo melody, the algo all chorus and everything, you know. Everything, even the horn section. There you go. You gotta include the horn section. They get very upset if you don't include them, and they're pretty loud. So you want to be appeasing them. There you go. Peggy Dancer over there on YouTube. That's Peggy Dancer. That's Cap 78 Pack over on YouTube. Hello, Aaron. Hello, Catherine Weiss. I'll be on Rumble. And then Kathy says, hi, Peggy, over there on YouTube. And then I said, hi, Cap 78 Pack. Okay. Over here on Rumble. Rumble-nators. Okay. And look who else is here. Why, it's Valeronian, one of our longtime friends. And he says, greetings, fellow Truth Questers. Awesome. And then Cap 78 Pack says, greetings, Valeronian. At Valeronian. Oh, she gives him a little heart, too. Look at that. And then Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty. Who's that? Says, hiya, Valeronian. Oh, yeah, that's me. Yeah, sometimes you forget yourself. That's being non-selfish, right? And then Catherine Weiss says, hi, Aaron. She's on the Portrait channel. Look at that. She made it all the way over there. And I haven't been over there yet. I might not. Sometimes I don't get over there. I only have room on my little 2-inch screen to have 2 things open, 3-4 things open at the same time. And Valeronian says, hello, Catherine. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Aaron. Look at that. You got all of us right there. And JC on Freud says hi over there on the Portrait channel. Hello there. Good to see you. And says hi again. Look at that. Wants to make sure that we see that. Love vids. Well, thanks. Appreciate that. And then Valeronian says, out of focus, needing a consultation with the lens crackers. Yeah, right? Yeah. They're very careful at lens crackers. They polish them before they crack them. So you get your vision is going to be somewhat obstructed because of the cracks, but they'll be clean. Totally clean. They're pros. Lens crackers, let me tell you, don't try to crack your glasses yourself, because the lens crackers have a special kind of hammer they use. It cracks the lens throughout the whole lens, but it doesn't fall apart. And that's very hard to do. So leave it up to the pros and tell them Truth Quest sent you. Maybe they'll give you something off. We'll see if that happens, if you can find that place. I'd like to find them one of these days. And then Valerine says, out of focus. Oh, yeah. Hard to read that. And then Marie Witzel, Louisa, says, hi, over there on the Portrait channel. Hello there. Good to see you here. Hope you enjoy the show. Okay. And hi, Valeronian, says Kathy. And then Peggy Dancer says, congrats on show number 775, Aaron. You're going places, my friend. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. You know, some people might look at my view counts and think, well, it's just a small show. But you know what? We've got some very cool people that watch this show. Very, very awesome people. So I don't care if there's just a small group of people. I don't care. I enjoy sharing time with you, with my friends here. And it doesn't matter how many there are. Okay. I'm not one of those kind of people. But thanks. Thanks, Peggy. And Virginia Taylor's here. Look at that. Jalissa's. Okay. Good to see you here. And Valeronian says, what I remember about DARPANet was that one of the first downloads I ever read was a hard copy of John Lear's paper about UFOs and grays at Area 51. He was very concerned about the aliens kidnapping. Yes, you know, people look back at Bob Lazar now and they say, why would you get mixed up with John Lear? John Lear was, back in those days, he was very well respected. He's the son of the Learjet inventor, and he was a very accomplished pilot. So I don't think anyone thought negatively of him then. I think that years of UFO ridicule have taken their toll, and people have placed people into categories which maybe they do not belong. And then Huck Pro says, trending user Japa Black, I have something. I don't know what that means. I'm not hip to the new lingo, schmingo. I'm not hip to that new lingo, schmingo. Not hip to the lingo, schmingo. Valeronian says, people to obtain glandular secretions from human organs, which he said was the real purpose of the abductions. He ended his paper with advice that if you ever say UFO, run like hell. I have heard that they basically, it's pretty disgusting, but they reduce whatever biologic material they have, which sometimes is humans, apparently, for some of these. They render those beings into some sort of slurry that they slop onto their arms, and they absorb the nutrients through their arms. Very bizarre. They don't have a mouth and a throat and a stomach, I guess. Some grays, I guess. Who knows? No clue, Mr. Magoo. Nobody knows. But, you know, people say things. And depending on who you're willing to believe, so some people might have told John Lear some things that maybe weren't true, but he might have believed them. You know, I think you never know. Nobody knows, and you never know. Valeronian, I had never seen anything in ufology that was this alarmist before. Yeah? ARPANET. That's interesting. And then Valeronian says, I think this was 1989, if I remember it correctly. Yeah, right around the time when Lazar came out. I don't remember the name of this paper now. Show 775. Ugh, sorry about that, says Peggy Dancer. No worries. I think my keyboard, sometimes the letters get up and they change places and they make me misspell things. I think that's my new excuse. And then Valeronian says, I don't think John Lear ever moderated his views in later years, but I focused my attention on more positive authors who were investigating sightings instead of relying on unnamed whistleblowers. Unfortunately, whistleblowers, not the unnamed ones, but the people who are brave enough to come forward, and look, a lot of them are dead now because they did come forward, but we got information and it builds. It builds and builds and builds. And look, we got another friend here. Huck Pro is here, trading user. There's that same thing. I don't know what that is, if that's some sort of and there's some foreign, looks like Chinese. I'm not going to post it because I don't know what that is saying, so I can't really put it on there. And then Valeronian says, John Lear was getting his stories about the Greys' atrocities from the same sources Branton was using to document the Dulce War, in which the U.S. Special Operations people raided the alien base. Well, yeah, that's... And he continues, under Archuleta Mesa near Dulce, New Mexico. By the way, New Mexico is one large military base, okay, and a lot of sub bases. You see a little convenience store. It might have a basement that leads to an underground facility. The people working there might not actually be just workers. Valeronian says, under Archuleta Mesa near Dulce, New Mexico, the Army allegedly lost 66 men in the Battle of the Aliens, where Phil Schneider was one of the primary sources of this for the story, but it was repeated. Yes, and I've happened to believe Phil Schneider. I mean, he had half a hand to prove it, right? And Valerian says, by Sean David Morton, yes, rest his soul too. I have the Branton papers on the Dulce battle, but I don't have it where I can reach it to reread it now. Well, look it up on the intranet. That's the beauty of the intranet. You can look things up. Oh, there's that same message again. I don't know what that is if you're selling some kind of crypto. By the way, crypto, it's internet-based, right? Isn't it internet-based? Well, when the solar flash happens, apparently, supposedly, some people say, the solar flash, which happens every 26,000 years or something like that, it's coming up. It's a little overdue, perhaps, even. And coming up. And that will render all electronics useless for 1,000 years, so they say, and bring us back to the Stone Age. So that's why my Bitcoin, which is a non-confuser or computer-based cryptocurrency, it doesn't rely on ones and zeros and some kind of crazy code or blockchain or blockhead chain or anything like that. No, it runs on what? DNA. And what do you got? Everybody's got what? DNA. Right. And it's physical. You don't have to worry. The power goes out. You still got your Bitcoin. You still got it. You got it. And here it is, the Bitcoin. Look at that. So the idea is you take the Bitcoin, you put it in your pit, hence the name Bitcoin, and there it sits absorbing your DNA. There you go. And when you take it out a little later, it's like, you might not want to smell it. No, you might not want to. Put it in a plastic bag. Let it germinate and get several samples of your DNA. And boy, I can't guarantee they'll ever be worth anything, but they'll probably gain in stench. Something to think about. Something to think about. Oh, yeah. And they also are not available yet either. So there's still refining it. The technology involved here is pretty massive. Pretty massive. Pretty massive. And Peggy Dancer says, Cap78 Pack says, yes, I've read about Phil Schneider. Yeah, he was bringing to his talks samples of alien-derived metals that the extraterrestrials either we got from crashed units or they helped us to develop it. Yeah. And Cap78 Pack says, Bitcoin is worth more with all the storms lately, LOL. Yeah, see? Well, you know what? If your house gets flooded and the Bitcoin floats away, well, I guess there's no foolproof crypto. You know what? Someone should do a show about all the different cryptos and call it what was that show, that horror show, that crypt keeper guy? Something of the crypt something, crypto. Have that skeleton guy talking about. This would be kind of cool. Bitcoin, 100% three-dimensional. It's not virtual. You don't have to worry about losing your access to your blockchain because someone hacked into the blockchain and cut you out and cut themselves in, or whatever they do. However they do it, who knows? Nobody knows. Well, I know something. I know where we're going. I bet you can guess it. Tales from the Crypt. I knew somebody was going to get that. Tales from the Crypto. Yeah. Tales of the Crypto. Cryptos. Yeah, there you go. And maybe just feature all dead cryptos. The cryptos who just aren't there anymore, right? You know, people come on and give their sob story, how they lost their whole, their grandparents' inheritance or whatever. Tales from the Crypt. Yes, Valeronian. Move to the head of the class for that. And then I wear ham one says Tale from the Crypt. Yes, you got it too. Thanks. And good to see you here. Alrighty then. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. Well, let's cruise on over to another little place on the intranet that we like to call the land of Zuckers. Why do we call it that? Because there's a Zucker born every minute, or maybe every 2 minutes. Who knows? Nobody knows. But let's go over there right now. The Book of Faces, so it's what our friend Heidi calls it. Facebook. And, MySpace was so much cooler. If you remember MySpace rocked. I remember once MySpace was so popular that some news organization did a story. They said, there's more people on MySpace than there is on the internet. Well, that's completely impossible because that would include everyone that's on the internet. It couldn't be more. How could it be more? Because that's part of the... that can't be true. That always bothered me. What do you think of tonight's thumbnail there? Look at that. That's our friend, Mr. Paseric. He's making these beautiful water images with sound and light. He has certain type of lights going. He has sound frequencies, making the water form into these amazing geometric structures that are like astounding. And he uses laser light, LEDs, all kinds of different, and would love to have him on the show. We'd love to have him on the show to talk about this because I think it's so fascinating. 775, can you believe it? Holy moly, Rocky. What's this? FDA approves cancer treatment using sound waves instead of chemotherapy, radiation, or surgical procedures. Oh, goody, goody gumdrops. Oh, good. So we can finally start using a technology that Phil Corso talked about in the early 40s or mid 40s. That he was talking to his Italian doctor friends and scientist friends about using sound and light to heal. And now they're finally approving it. You got to know that if the Democrats get back in, they're going to try and reverse all this stuff and go back to the chemotherapy where they can make more money. And yeah. The Insight Hub, in a groundbreaking development, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved a novel cancer therapy that uses focused sound waves to target tumors, offering an alternate to traditional treatments such as chemotherapy, radiation, or surgery. This approach, sometimes referred to as high-intensity focused ultrasound, HIFU, HIFU, Gesundheit, harnesses the energy of sound waves to destroy cancerous tissue with precision while sparing surrounding healthy cells. Yeah, because it's a different frequency for them, right? There you go. I think Royal Rife thought about that too, didn't he? And here is that beautiful image that I took, and I just increased the brightness a little bit and the color, but it's the same picture. Sean Pisarik, Pekarsik. There you go. Isn't that just beautiful? It's like a snowflake, eh? I wonder if the sound of the wind when a snowflake is being formed, if the sound around it has something to do with how it forms. Do you think? Or the atmospheric pressure, all those forces up there on these little tiny freezing droplets of water that turn into these beautiful... Who knows? Nobody knows. No clue, Mr. Magoo, but we'll take it. A photograph of water in a small dish vibrating to a tone in a state of resonant equilibrium, referred to as standing wave, water cymatics, ninefold symmetry. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, 9. Usually it's like 6. That's incredible. Well, you know, it's a different frequency. It's beautiful. It would make a great looking chandelier. It's like looking right underneath a chandelier, right? Might maybe look something like that if you designed it that way. Oh, and the largest decrease in violent crime since 1937. The White House puts this out. Promises made, promises kept. Law and order restored. How can anyone argue with that? Well, the criminal lovers could. And here's our favorite car guy, Jay Leno, who I actually saw live in concert in Boston back in the mid-'80s. And it was very funny. But here's Jay Leno talking about his tank collection when he met the King of Jordan. Imagine that.
The King of Jordan came to my garage.
As one does.
Big car, but very nice guy. He goes, I'll send you a tank. I said, no. And I said to him, well, actually, by the time I pay duty, I have the Royal Jets. We'll drop it off right here at the runway.
So wait, did the plane land in Burbank?
Plane lands. The airport police came over and said, could you at least turn it around so the gun isn't facing the runway? I said, yeah, no problem. I had to register as an arms dealer because I'm bringing in heavy equipment.
So Jay Leno is registered as an arms dealer.
That's right. Yeah. Fantastic. The King of Jordan came to my garage.
Isn't that funny? Now, from that story, it's hard to tell. Did he sell it to the King of Jordan, or did he buy one from the King of Jordan? I think he sold his, or just let him ride around in it for. I wish we would know more. I guess the full interview might be more enlightening, but I think that's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Oh, and here's a diecast stunt dad, and obviously he's a big Hot Wheels fan. Check out his little indoor amazing, and I don't know how he gets these shots. Is it someone following with a camcorder or a phone or something, or is it a flying drone? What do you think? Check this out. It's pretty epic. Look at that. Look at that angle. That is amazing. Wow. Yeah. There you go. There's that. Oh, Evan's going to love that. I'll show that to him tomorrow. Hear about this? EPA deregulated all emission standards for cars. Guess what? You live in a state where you have to get your emissions checked. No more. It's Gonzville. Oh, yeah. You know, I did live in areas where that was mandatory, and it was stupid because, if your car was too old, you get like a waiver. So what is it really doing? Nothing. So nonsense. It's just, and now I think you can take the catalytic converter off your car, maybe do different. Let's listen to this. Check it out.
The EPA just deregulated all emissions on cars. You got to hear this.
This rule effectively reset the emission standards for autos, light, medium, heavy duty trucks back to 2008 standards. What sorts of things will be left in place? What will be taken out?
As it relates to greenhouse gas emission standards on light duty, medium duty, and heavy duty, it doesn't reset anything. It eliminates everything.
Administrator Lee Zeldin came out on Tuesday and said that they are canceling all legal authority to limit car emissions. This would erase all emissions limits for car manufacturers and take us back to basically pre-emission days. Zeldin said this could be the largest deregulatory act in the United States history. It's massive news for automakers and the auto industry in general for many reasons. For enthusiasts like me and you that like to tune and modify our cars, it is going to get so much easier. All these companies that are not allowed to sell performance parts or tunes in the United States will once again be able to sell them. Instead of us jumping through hoops to get our parts and tunes, it'll be accessible right here in the United States. Not only that, but it's going to open up a massive door for the automotive aftermarket industry. There'll be an influx of performance shops opening up that specialize in aftermarket tuning and installing emissions delete parts. There's so many new companies hitting the aftermarket world that produce emissions deleting parts as well as tunes. This could potentially bring down the price of brand new cars. Automakers do hit these standards that the EPA has set in order to sell a car. It takes a lot of time and a lot of money, which that cost then is passed down onto us, the consumer. Lee Zeldin is true to his word, and they deregulate all emission standards on all vehicles. It is going to be so much easier and so much cheaper for auto manufacturers to produce brand new vehicles and be able to sell them. In return, we should see a reduction in cost on brand new vehicles. The EPA just deregulated.
Isn't that special?
The EPA.
I really like that. It really was very intrusive. You just spend like half of an afternoon going and testing your car. Oh, you got to do it again. Okay, rev it up. Like, oh boy, get this mile an hour. No, whatever. Yeah, it's so stupid. So stupid. So government overreach. Oh, so you have a goat. You better get him one of these. Keep him busy for hours, and he'll have a blast. Check this out. Isn't that nice? Look at that. Yeah, he'd be good at tetherball, wouldn't he? Maybe he'd be good at tetherball. Get that thing winding around a pole and see if he... Oh, it did it again. It did it again. Oh, wait, tell you. It's trackpad. Mayoral race money fundraising April 19th to May 16th. Karen Bass, Basara, $283,000 she raised. Oh, Spencer Pratt, $2.72 million, almost 10 times more. Too cool for school. Well, that's what happens when you have really good ads. Thanks, AI, for helping Spencer Pratt to beat the deep state. And look at this curious thing. If you came across this, what would you think? What would you think if you came across this? Oh my goodness. It's some like drill bit from some past ancient era where, future or past humanoids or maybe reptilians or maybe grays drilled into the ground, right? No, that's not what this is. Isn't this curious though? I've never even seen this. Is it real or is it AI? It's not Memorex anymore. Is it real? Or is it AI? We don't know. Nobody knows. No clue, Mr. Magoo. In the Nebraska Badlands, ranchers once found giant spirals twisting deep into the earth. And no one knew what they were. No one knew what they were. I wouldn't know what it was. They look very uniform, don't they? Very uniform indeed. Well, discovered in the 1890s, these strange fossils were first mistaken for prehistoric plants or ancient sponges. Their corkscrew shape looked so unnatural that they earned the name Diomonolix, meaning devil's corkscrews. Ooh, spooky. But the truth was even stranger. The spirals were actually fossilized burrows made around 20 million years ago by an extinct land beaver called Paleocastor. Unlike modern beavers, it did not build dams. Instead, it dug deep spiral tunnels into the ground, some reaching more than 7 feet below the surface. A beaver. A screwy beaver. He's screwing down into the ground like that. He's got a screw missing. Yeah. How do you like them apples? Today, these ancient burrows remain one of the most unusual fossil discoveries in North America. Not a plant, not a sponge, a prehistoric beaver's underground home frozen in stone. Or is it something else? Or is it just something AI made up to freak us all out? I've never heard of these things before. What, in Nebraska? Who hears about Nebraska? I don't hear anything about Nebraska. I mean, unless it's a weather-related thing. Occasionally some Nebraska news comes, I guess, but these are unusual. I would have thought I would have seen these by now. Oh, Valeronia knew before I even said it. Look at it. I've seen those photos before, supposedly caused by an ancient burrowing animal. He's right. He's right. Cap 78 pack, pick an answer. Cocked the corkscrew beetle nowadays. Called this corkscrew beetle. That are very destructive. Oh, really? Corkscrew beetle. Beaver that adopted the Green New Deal so it can't build dams, right? I guess being underground, you'd be you'd have little bugs running in all the time, right? Maybe they ate them. I don't know. We don't know. So good though. So good. Bill Mitchell put this out. Benny Johnson shared it and says exactly the reason big problems never get solved in this country is that no politician is willing to do the hard things to solve the problems. President Trump is willing to do the hard things. They never should have shot at him. They really pissed him off. He's going like mad now, isn't he? Yeah, he's going awesomely. He's doing incredible. Trump refiles $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal over Jeffrey Epstein birthday letter hoax. Good. I hope you sue them into the next century. Trump deploys Yoko Ono to sing to Iran until they surrender. It won't be long now. Thought I heard something. Thought I heard something. Well, let's see. Slick Lily put that out, the U.S. Department of Memes Group official. And Spencer Pratt put this out. This is my parents' house. This is why I'm running. This is coming for your home. It's coming for your industry. If not by fire, then by blight addicts, fraud, and the slow rot created by corrupt politicians like Karen Bass. Wake up and vote. Yeah, vote that stuff out of there. Oh, look at this, Jeff Foxworthy. Anyone's brain think like this? Dip ahead. Oh, bring chips. Oh, yeah, good idea. Dip ahead. You know what? I think it might be a good time to hear from one of our sponsors whilst I go check to see if there's a little kids running around the house. Okay? All right. Well, let's hear from one of our sponsors. Are you looking for a new long-distance plan? You might want to think about Splint. Tell them Truth Quest sent you. Here you go. Splint's Friends and Foes program.
With Splint's Friends and Foes program,
You can call your friends all you want.
and we'll charge it to your foes.
It's that simple,
Whether it be your ex-wife or your boss, your abilities get paid for you.
By the people you hate the most. Give us a list of your friends and foes.
and we'll take care of the rest.
Splint, where you get revenge
And savings at the same time.
All right. Well, I didn't see anything, so we're good. We're good. Oh, yes, we are good. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. Here we go again. Did you hear about this? Send your prayers out to Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi diagnosed with thyroid cancer. I've been reporting on Bondi on this account for 18 years. A close source here in Florida, where she is from, said she really regretted getting the COVID shots, which she said we were killing people, and now caused her cancer. Is that true? If it is, that's very sad, and that would explain a lot. That would explain a lot. Because she did seem sort of pissed about something. I never really knew that. That's really good. I mean, that's not good, but keep your prayers up for Pam Bondi. That's just so sad. It's just so sad. Minnesota residents arrested for $21 million Medicaid fraud scheme. Shamso Ahmed Hassan and Hanan Mursal Yusuf were arrested on charges of healthcare fraud after stealing from American taxpayers. Yeah, $21 million. Claw it all back. Yeah, get those rhinestone-studded burqas and pry all those rhinestones off and claw all of that those ill-gotten gains back and throw them in jail forever, for as long as possible. Here is the reason you tuned in today. Did you hear about this? Oh my goonie, I saw this. I had to try it. It works. I don't know how it works, but it works. If you got a hanger, like a plastic hanger, I think any kind of hanger works actually. It is freaky. You put it on your head and it makes your head turn a certain way, whichever way you have this. It works. I did it myself and it works. Watch this. This is incredible. Junior Cabby Lame. Dude. It's true. It works. And maybe I'll do it right now. Okay. I'll do it right now. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, we're going to get this off the screen so you can see it even better. All right. See, normal hanger. Okay, I'm going to put it on my noggin. It makes you turn your head. It's the freakiest thing. Oh, and now it won't come off. Oh, you mean I wasn't supposed to put super glue on it? Just kidding. All right. It's kind of tight. Why does this work? I mean, does it hit pressure points at certain pressure points that it works? Because when I tried it after I saw that yesterday, I thought this can't work. I went and got a hanger and it worked. Is it just because of it was suggested? I don't know. I don't know. I'm freaking out. Oh, and now might be a good time to mention this too. I ran across an old Discover magazine from 2007 in some of my stuff, and it's just a bunch of climate garbage. It's and a bunch of ads. Let me see. The next step, how dramatic that is. The next step from clean energy to sustainable food. We explore 5 solutions to the problems facing our blue planet. It's all a bunch of bogus garbage. I can't believe I actually subscribed to this. You know, it goes on and on. It's just, and they advocate, when you see this, they advocate eating bugs. So this started back in 2007, probably before that. It's just, here it is. Look at that. Crickets in suckers. I had seen those back then too. But they're trying to tell people to eat bugs. Eat the bugs. See, look at that. She's eating a cricket because she's stupid. I bet you she spit it out. But it's just a bunch of crappy ads and stupid climate articles. It's just dumb. Not cool. Not cool. And you can just see, reading back on that stuff now, you can really see the narrative that we're pushing and trying to get everyone on the same page so they could, destroy the country. Disgusting. Despicable. But there you go. Alrighty, Aphrodite. Well, let's cruise on back over there because I think we're almost done over there. Almost done. Almost the hanger thing. That just freaks me right the heck out. Oh, he's from Spaceballs. I have an urgent message. This is so funny. I can't wait till this sequel comes out. I just heard the kids. Well, check this out from the original Spaceballs.
I have an urgent message from Lord Helmet. He's lost the princess.
Where?
Somewhere in the sands of Vega.
Tell him to comb the desert, you hear me? Comb the desert!
Yes, sir.
Sir?
What?
Are we being too literal?
No, you fool. We're following orders. We were told to comb the desert, so we're combing it. Found anything yet? Nothing yet, sir. How about you? Not a thing, sir. What about you guys? We ain't found shit.
I have an urgent message from Lord Helmet.
So you notice he used the bullhorn to talk to the person who's right next to him, but he just yelled at the people far away without the bullhorn. Oh, there it goes again. Jeez, so funny. And there's we were close to the end there. That's that. How do you like that? And Valoronian says, and the people who advocate eating bugs insist that you do that. They do not follow their own advice. No, they don't. I hate the liars and hypocrites of the political left, but there are warmongering, right-wing, neo-Nazi, well, I think that's all kind of been replaced with MAGA, Make America Great Again, which is what it should always be. All countries should be striving to make their country great again. Wouldn't that be great? Conservatives are who are just about as bad. There are bad, yeah, they're all right. Look at Thorn in our foot. They'll encounter sandworms if they keep that up, right? Yeah, comb the desert. You think we're being too literal? No. Absolutely not. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. Well, let's cruise on over to X because that's where we want to be right now. Here we are. Did you see this big explosion the other day? The Jeff Bezos Blue Origin. How about Orange Mushroom Cloud? Should rename it. This is from space. New aerial footage. Look at that. That looks like a nuclear explosion. And look at this. If you freeze it, you can see like faces in here. Looks like faces or something. So weird. Like right here looks like not Leonardo da Vinci. Vincent van Gogh, like his self-portrait, exact reverse of one of his self-portraits. Over here looks like Alfred Hitchcock. Looks like cosmic popcorn or something, doesn't it? But now this whole plan to put drones on the south pole of the moon is all going to be done through Blue Origin. Which, they weren't they caught faking a re-entry? Like the capsule was too small to have been the right. Something happened, and they didn't really go to space. Maybe Blue Origin. Wouldn't you trust SpaceX to do it better than Blue Origin? I don't know, man. Why would they choose that? So they could go over budget. And look at this, the $250 bill. Oh, yes. They have to get the okay to put someone still living on the front of a bill. Maybe he could stage his death and say come back as his long lost cousin from Argentina, just like on The Fall and Rise of Reginald Parent. You ever see that? It's a great series. The cool thing is getting to smile on the thing too, like a lenticular lens. Wouldn't that be cool? $250 bill. Every Trump supporter is going to have one of those in their wallet, and they're not going to spend it. And you know what that's going to do? That's for people to save at least $250. That's cool. I like that. I like that idea. Oh, look at this. We've shown this before. This is classic. Watch this. If you have a Hot Wheels track and a barbecue, you got no excuse that you should be able to do this too. Watch this. The glory of this hot dog pops off, goes right in the grill. Not the car, just the hot dog. Boom. Glorious. Look at this guy. He's being filmed, but he doesn't even acknowledge. He just doesn't even look. You just poke it in there. That's hilarious. That is groovy like a record, you might even say. Let's watch it one more time. So glorious. There it is. If you're going to grill hot dogs. I don't see how you could do it any other way. It would have to be that way, right? What would be the point otherwise? What really would be the point? And the White House put this out. Don't zoom in on the T-shirt. This is a classic sort of a meme that's been out there where it says, don't look at the bottom right corner. Then you go to the bottom right corner, it says, don't look at the caption. And then you look at the back of his shirt here, and it says, don't look at aliens.gov. They are using classic meme technology to convey, to get people to click something. This is hilarious. Oh, don't you just love it? This guy could run for office, I would believe. I think people would trust this guy. Maybe. Who knows? There are 10,000 more UAP videos yet to be released. Check this out.
Friday, May 29th, 2026. I'm Peter Ducey. The Trump administration has released troves of documents and information related to unidentified aerial phenomena, but questions and skepticism remain.
The reality of the situation is that pilots are reporting these every day to the tune of 3 to 4, almost 5 reports on average.
President Trump has pledged broader transparency, even when it comes to declassifying UAP files, or as many of us know them, UFOs. On May 8th, and then again on May 22nd, the Trump administration began unsealing United States UFO files, officially known as the Presidential Unsealing and Reporting System for UAP Encounters, or PURSUE, revealing images and other documents related to investigations into unidentified anomalous phenomena. While the releases got some attention at the time, the interest kind of flamed out. But at a cabinet meeting this week, the president claimed the issue is a hot topic and touted his transparency.
We're now releasing a lot of things having to do with space. You know, it's people are very interested in it. It actually became the number one topic. We're releasing a lot of information having to do with extraterrestrial things, and people are totally fascinated by it. It's amazing. I wasn't sure if they would enjoy it. It's literally trending number one. Can you believe it?
UAPs might sound like the kind of stuff late night sci-fi radio hosts are talking about, but Capitol Hill has been taking the issue seriously for years. Back in 2023, several military officers testified in front of Congress, alleging the government had been concealing evidence. One of the former servicemen there was Ryan Graves, who says he has firsthand experience with unidentified aerial phenomena.
During a training mission in Warning Area Whiskey 72, 10 miles off the coast of Virginia Beach, 2 F-18 Super Hornets were split by a UAP. The object, described as a dark gray or a black cube inside of a clear sphere, came within 50 feet of the lead aircraft and was estimated to be 5 to 15 feet in diameter.
So the public has been given all this information, but there are still more questions than answers. So if the truth is out there, when will we know it? Ryan Graves is a former Navy F-18 pilot and the co-founder of Americans for Safe Aerospace. We get to talk to President Trump about all kinds of different topics. And I would say, in my experience here with the first year and a half of his administration, the most feedback that I've ever gotten on any topic from just people at the gas station, in line at the grocery store, is about UFOs and UAPs and space aliens, which we've asked him about a couple times. I want to revisit something that you testified to Congress about. You said that you once saw a dark gray cube inside of a clear sphere, motionless against the wind, fixed directly at the entry point. Have you seen anything so far in these first couple batches of disclosure that looks like what you saw?
So I have yet to see anything in the recent disclosures that look like that cube in the sphere. But similarly, we were also seeing metallic spheres, elongated spheres. And, you know, one of the most common kinematic descriptions that is seen is that these objects will, you know, zip past an aircraft, stop in midair, and as they're reapproached, basically accelerate like they're shot out of a gun. And I've seen at least one video in the second release that does seem to exhibit similar behavior, where the object seems to have that very rapid or instantaneous acceleration. But what we've seen right now, or perhaps a couple hundred videos and documents, I have high confidence that there's greater than 10,000 of these that could be released, and I think we're just getting going on this process.
And because of your experience and what you were just talking about, you specifically are a big part of the reason why over the last couple of years, this talk about UFOs or UAPs, the unidentified aerial phenomena, it's not a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory anymore. It is a real thing that pilots are seeing. How big of a safety threat to pilots do these UAPs pose?
Well, the reality of the situation is that pilots are reporting these every day to the tune of 3 to 4, almost 5 reports on average per day, where they are observing a UAP, an object that is unattributed and often performing capabilities that exceed the state of the art per day over the continental United States. So this is something that pilots are regularly dealing with. Now, do I think, and do the pilots think that one of these is necessarily going to, take a sharp turn and collide with an airline? No, I don't think that's very likely. But having this gap in pilot situational awareness can lead to undesired outcomes, such as an inadvertent stick input that could perhaps cause midair or someone in the back to get hurt. Ultimately, whenever we have a gap in our communication of safety, errors are going to slip in, whether they be a true UAP, whether it be a commercial drone that happens to slip in, or an adversary that is operating that we're ignoring. So regardless of what you think this ultimately ends up being, it's still worth paying attention to.
Yeah.
And why do you think it is that most of these reports, a vast majority of the reports of UFO, UAP, are coming from military pilots instead of commercial pilots? Do you think it is because the military aircraft have better sensors, or is it because these UAPs are concentrated closest to military sites?
Yeah, that's a great question. Ultimately, if we had all the data in one spot, we'd be able to answer that precisely. But based off what I'm seeing in my experience as a pilot, that yes, military pilots have much greater capability and range in detecting these objects, and therefore have the ability to then get in closer and get a better look. Absolutely. We don't have enough data to say whether the high level of occurrence around military bases is an observation bias, because that's where the sensors are. And perhaps if we had better sensors elsewhere, we'd see similar numbers in those locations as well. However, commercial pilots do operate in vast numbers across the world. And I think we might find the numbers are actually relatively similar between how many are being detected by military assets and how many are being detected by commercial pilots, because this is an every night observance, everyday observance for commercial pilots operating around the world.
It seems like, at least in my experience here in asking government officials about this, it seems like they are trying to be transparent with these releases, but they also are not saying what they think these UFOs and UAPs are in the videos and photos that they're releasing. In fact, with some of them, they're saying, we just have no idea what this is. Do you think that that tracks with everything that's coming out? Do you think that they actually know what they are releasing and what it is, or do you think they don't know?
I think there's a spectrum in the quality of the information that they have, from very hard to break out, very hard to tell, and is going to lack information that we just don't have to be able to finally piece that together. And that's, I think, what we're seeing now, where you're seeing these low quality, ambiguous videos with, I'll remind you, absolutely zero context, right? No location, no background report from the witness, no metadata, no analysis really provided for us. So we're kind of left to fend on our own. With that being said, every indication I've received is that we're on the start of a regular release cycle that is going to go on for some period of time. And I expect that those videos will likely get less ambiguous. It doesn't necessarily mean that we'll be able to derive a certainty or an answer of what they are. But right now there are a lot of, blurry blob moving around the screen. But I'm aware, and others are aware, that there is much higher fidelity video that I expect and I hope will come out over the coming weeks.
And you have been making the calls, you've been knocking on the doors and testifying about this. This is something you spend a ton of time on. What do you want to see happen with these next releases based on what we've gotten the first 2 releases of information from the White House? What do you hope comes out with the next 2 or the next 10?
Well, I think just what I described there. I think we're going to hopefully get videos that are much clearer, ones that reduce the ambiguity, that really actually allow the conversation to move forward. But what I don't see signs of is all that additional context that I just mentioned to you. And again, there's, I think, probably 2 data sets that are up for discussion here. There is the conversation around a long-running potential disclosure, or excuse me, reverse engineering and UAP program that the government may have been operating for decades. And then there's the data that's been collected since about 2017, 2018, as the stigma has been reduced across all our different military assets and partners. And much of that has been collected instead of being thrown away or rationalized away as it had been in the past. And that's accumulated to 10,000 plus videos that I think we're starting to see, again, some of the ambiguous ones come out. But again, the indications are that there's some high quality video in there that is pending for future releases.
And you just alluded to this with your last answer.
I think we're going to just skip the rest of that. It's very interesting. Oh, and Paul White, Gold Eagle. I don't think people realize how important Space Force truly is. That's it. Trump wants to be a DJ in space. He wants to be the first space DJ. That, I bet you that's one of his goals. Just saying. Just saying. I think he deserves it. Oh, Secretary Besant. Oh, this is good. This is hilarious. Listen to this.
With that, I'm happy to ask questions. I will mention that 3 weeks ago, I got an honorary degree from the University of South Carolina. So if you really want to get a question, you can call me Dr. Besant. So. With that, I'm happy to ask questions.
It's nice to see the cabinet members having so much fun. I've never seen politicians have so much fun. Working with Trump, it's like working with Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. Always something interesting happening and something funny. And they're all very funny. Look at this. What's this you say? This appeared. Now, I did no way to check this. This appeared on season 2 of The Apprentice. That's Trump's show, hit TV show. And it says, Q delivers. Look at that. Q delivers. Look at that. And it looks like it's a product. Like it's in the warehouse of some, I don't know. Oh, no, this is I thought it was a framed picture. This is a box. This is a box. Okay, so it's probably some shipping company. Q delivers. So how long? Oh, there's another one right over here too. You can see it, Q. It's a little lower. Another design. Another one up here. Q. Look at all the Qs. Wow. That's pretty amazing. So how far back does this go? They say when JFK was assassinated, that's when it started. A couple hundred generals got together and started the Q program. Ever feel like you're being watched? Someone is watching you. It's a little bird. Look at that guy. Watching. There we go. The White House. Are you listening? Check this out. See if you can hear what it says. Okay, we're going to listen to it again. I can't make out any of it. And I don't have a sound program so I could slow it down or whatever. I don't know what it says. Are you listening? I don't know what this means. It's kind of like a cue drop. It's like, wow, something's here, but what is it? What is this? And did you see this? Tim Burchett, he's got some dadgum Patriot hats he's selling. Look at this. Get your dadgum Patriot hat. That's funny. He says, I wore this through the airport and got 3 heck yeahs and 1 fist bump and a dirty look from a guy in skinny jeans. That's how I knew we had something special. My dadgum Patriot hat is available for a limited time. Claim yours now. That's pretty cool. He really has made a name for himself just by updating people on what's going on. Every person in politics should do that. It really builds a lot of trust, you know. And he always thanks everyone for sending him there. I mean, he says dadgum. You gotta love that. I mean, he could have been a character on in the Andy Griffith Show, you know. Okay, that's the dadgum Patriot hat. History is written by those who refuse to quit. That's right. Trump is not a quitter. You know what? I haven't heard anyone do a story on this, but I just got curious just now, looking at this and thinking, wow, it almost looks like an animatronic POTUS. Well, there was an animatronic POTUS at the Hall of Presidents at Disney World, but they took Trump out of it after he was slandered falsely by the left after he left office. So did they put him back? I think they should put 2 Trumps in and leave him permanently. Put 2 Trumps for the Hall of Presidents. Don't you think? And one doing the iconic dance. And you got to play the YMCA song. Got to show people that. I think, you know what? I think they could demand that. Look, and he could probably sue them for removing that image. He was a president. He deserves to be on there. They shouldn't have taken him off. Yeah, I don't know. I have to look into that, if that's even true. Elon Musk just said what nobody in Washington wants to hear. Let's listen to that.
Not Washington, D.C.
I'm at Tesla Global Engineering Headquarters in Palo Alto.
Yeah. So no more Washington, D.C. You're back at work. You're focused. Yeah?
Yeah, I haven't been to D.C. since May.
Okay.
That was a hell of a side quest.
That was a good side. Any lessons from your time in Washington, D.C.?
The government is basically unfixable.
Elon, only
I applaud David's noble efforts in this It's good to have talented people in the administration, but at the end of the day, if you look at our national debt, which is insanely high, the interest payments exceed the Defense Department. War Department budget, and they keep rising. So if AI and robots don't solve our national debt, we're toast.
If AI and robots don't solve our national debt, we're toast. He's right. And I've said that for a long time now, too. You could just put bots scrubbing the internet, looking for fraud and reporting it and stopping payment instantly. I think they should do it. Sounds like they got something working on that. Lowest murder rate in 125 years. From the White House. I have to say, these White House posts are the best White House posts ever, probably since Trump's first term, but even way better now. That's why I think that Brendan Dilley, the Dilley meme team, might be the ones behind all of that awesome White House posting. Q Storm Rider puts this out. It's official. Republicans were robbed of 18 House seats and electoral votes because illegals were counted in the census, and red states got undercounted.
And the question of citizenship was waived. But the fact remains that the concept of sanctuary cities and radical blue states ignoring immigration law and using the illegal population to manipulate the lines of congressional districts is in fact unconstitutional. Not only are there severe constitutional concerns from the inclusion of illegal immigrants, but the Census Bureau admitted to having made several, quote, errors in their 2020 census report. Convenient, seeing that as in 2020, Donald Trump was on top of the ticket. In 2020, the Bureau undercounted in primarily deep red states such as Arkansas, Florida, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Texas, all red, while overcounting in radical left blue states like Delaware, Hawaii, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New York, Ohio, and Rhode Island. This egregious error led to many states being denied proper representation in Congress and the Electoral College. So much so that these errors cost Republicans not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 seats in the House. In addition to the 2020 miscounting, including illegal immigrants in the census has improperly granted radical left blue states 12 additional seats in the United States House of Representatives. It's a total of 18 seats gained. That is a huge problem, and those are the facts. Mr. Mayfield, thank you so much for being here. So I have a question for you, if you don't mind.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah, it's coming to an end. And John Rich put this out, and it was posted here by one of my friends. I'd estimate well above 90% of Republicans and Democrats are either leveraged, blackmailed, or bought and paid for by entities outside of our country. You want to know why we have a Schmidt show on our hands? Because almost every one of them answer to someone other than we, the people. I agree. I'm not sure if it's 90%, but probably pretty close. Probably pretty close. And they, like I said before, they might come in with grandiose ideas and a pure heart and intention. But if you're there long enough, they get you. Somehow they get you. And they're very crafty, dangerous people. So they get you. Oh, the troll, the master troll, Trump. From the White House, they don't belong here. The truth has dropped. Aliens.gov. They walk among us. Alien arrest map live. It's illegal aliens. They go on to say, oh, they've kept it secret for 60 years, and now they live in your neighborhood. And he interacts with you every day. They're illegal aliens. It's for the ICE, the nice agents, nice ICE agents. So funny. So good. And they swapped 19,958 votes from Trump to Biden in 33 seconds on live TV. Yeah, we watched that. I remember watching that. This goes over the whole thing, and you can see it switch. Look at that. Look at that. Would you just look at that? Unreal. See, he was up 1,690,000. And then over here, it's 1,670,000. So less, 20,000 votes. Nick Sorter, here's that explosion, that Blue Origin, Kablooey Origin. Maybe you should rename his company Kablooey. And there he goes. It's a very expensive firework, don't you think? Oh, I think. Look at that. Almost looks like a skull at one point there. You can see it catches fire right here, which is very bad. Catastrophic. Yeah. I think you should go with SpaceX, not Blue Origin. What do you think? Jill Biden to Trump posted this today. Or was it yesterday? Jill Biden is now out there finally admitting that she did not know what went wrong with Sleepy Joe, Sleepy, Creepy, Crooked Joe, during our spectacular and highly rated 2024 presidential debate, where Joe was not exactly performing to the highest level of debate standards. She said that she thought he was having a stroke. Oh, another one? And various other really bad things. And yet never rushed to the stage to help her troubled husband, as any good wife would do. The only thing she failed to mention was how well I was doing prior to his near total collapse. In other words, as many have asked, did my strong performance in that debate cause him to plain up and simple choke, leading to his enigmatic, sorry, I can't say that, defeat, or were other reasons the cause? Nobody knows. Nobody else knows the answer, but I do. See, Trump knows. Trump knows. Thanks, Gunther Eagleman. And there's that glorious $250 bill again. This one looks a little bit different. From Salty Goat. California passes law making it a crime to report a crime. That's right. To Stop Nick Shirley Act. It's Babylon Bee, but it's like reality. It's so weird. So weird. Liz Churchill, Karen Bass is a communist. Let's listen to this. Oh, yeah. With Castro. She bombed the Capitol like in 1842. Remember that? Yeah, she's nasty. Oh, look at this. There's another boogosphere, supposedly. This one does not look quite as intricate as the other one. They're drilling into it, folks. They are drilling into it. We're going to skip ahead here. Getting a scope. They got a little hole in it now. Yeah, they get through it. Hard to make out anything there. Looks like batteries in there or something. This looks like some Radio Shack homemade candy type thing, isn't it? Doesn't look alien to me. There's a battery kind of glued into place. Yeah, we don't need the stupid music. They're just going to get me on copyright strike. Yeah, I think that they need to photograph this better. But yeah, there you go. I don't know. I'm underwhelmed. The inside looks pretty grimy. Yeah, I don't know. It looks British, if you ask me. Looks like it's like an old Triumph or something. So there it is. I don't know. What do you think? That's what's inside it? Weird. It's probably where they made it right there, right? It's like a metal shop. I don't know, man. I'm very underwhelmed by all that whole booga stuff. It's a booga, booga, wooga, wooga. I don't know, man. It just doesn't seem right to me. It's about to go down. John Solomon confirmed that many of us have been thinking about Tulsi. Tulsi is going to go out with a blaze of glory in her final month. She is going to expose it all. And guess what comes next? Mass arrests, elections overturned, fraud. That's good.
Senator soon on states whose voter databases were penetrated by China. That could move the needle on some of these senators voting for the Save America Act. I think there's a tranche of documents that Tulsi Gabbard needs from OMB. If you listen and Russ vote, pay attention to this. This is important. There is concern that Ukraine was involved in a 2024 scheme to take a large federal grant that was given to Ukraine and launder it back to the Biden 2024 campaign. We're not talking about Hunter Biden grift in 2014. We're talking contemporaneously in 2024. The evidence of whether that occurred or not sits in OMB's files because OMB is currently running the U.S. Agency for International Development. If she can get those documents, she could make a criminal referral to the FBI. Thus far, she doesn't have those documents. So I hope Russ Vogt jumps into action pretty quick.
Well, it sounds promising. Sounds promising. Oh, here's about the $250 bill. Check this out.
Dr. Besson. Yep. How long until we see your signature next to President Trump's face on a $250 bill?
Well, again, as Treasury Secretary, I have two mandates for U.S. currency. At present, no living person can be on U.S. currency, and the currency must say, "In God we trust." So right now, there is proposed legislation that in front of the House, in front of the Senate, to change the first requirement so that a living person, Donald J. Trump, could be on a $250 bill. So it's all in the hands of the, it's all up on Capitol Hill. So at Treasury, we prepare things in advance. So we have prepared in advance that if the legislation is passed, but we will stick to the law.
Dr. Besson.
Yep.
Wow. Sounds like it's pretty close to happening. What's this? This is exactly why ICE agents are forced to wear masks. Yeah, this guy yells, "I got you. We're going to kill you and your family." Disgusting. I'm not even going to play it. But this is what these left-wing lunatic murderers, bloodthirsty murderers, that's why they want ICE to not wear masks so they could identify them and go and kill them. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. The White House weekly reminder, decline is a choice. Look at that. Look at this. Look at how bad this was, and look how beautiful it is now. Wow. They totally cleaned it up. That's incredible. Look at it. It has like graffiti all over it, like scum and dirt. You know, in Japan, they scrub their buildings. Their buildings are clean. They clean their buildings, the outsides of their buildings. They clean them. You know, some American skyscrapers, I think they have window cleaners cleaning them. So we do that too, to some certain extent, but we don't do it to the degree that the Japanese do. We should take a look at what they're doing. Yeah, Rubio reveals the U.S. has now secured deportation agreements with 20 third-party countries to deport our illegals to. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Trump just bombed Iran again. Holy smokes. There it goes. They must have deserved it. Largest fraud bust in American history, and it spanned all 50 states. And it all started under Barack Insane Obama and his barrage of NGOs.
Today marks a decisive moment in our fight to protect American taxpayers from fraudsters and to defend the integrity of America's healthcare system. We are announcing today charges against 324 defendants for their alleged participation in healthcare fraud schemes involving approximately $14.6 billion in false claims submitted to Medicare, Medicaid, and other healthcare programs.
14.6 billion.
14.6 billion. Good. Over 300 people charged, arrested. See, accountability is happening every day. It's glorious. I love it. Oh, this is that Office of the Sheriff from Juanita Broderick. We have been made aware of multiple coyote sightings within Monroe County. Typically, coyotes are nocturnal, but it is not uncommon to see them during the day. Merely seeing one is not reason to call 911. However, there are certain behaviors that are cause for alarm. Specifically, coyotes carrying anything produced marked Acme, coyotes dropping anvils from hot air balloon, coyote posting signs such as detour or free bird seed, coyote in possession of a giant magnet, coyote in possession of a catapult, coyote in possession of TNT. How did you ever get that, right? They didn't have Amazon back then. Coyote on roller skates with rockets attached. Please call 911 immediately if you witness any of the above behavior. Yes, we'll call. There's that dadgum hat again. Dadgum hat. Oh, this piece of junk. Yeah. Yeah, Karen Bass. Here it is. Spencer Pratt is showing the receipts here. An old article. Third plaintiff traveled to Cuba to learn guerrilla warfare. Plaintiff Karen Bass, according to the 1973 intelligence document provided to the Times, New York Times, traveled to Cuba with the 6th contingent of the Versaromas Brigade. The brigade trains revolutionary prone Americans in terrorist tactics and guerrilla warfare while claiming to harvest sugarcane. Yeah, it's and they blew up the Capitol. They bombed it. They bombed it. Kaboom! John Solomon reports a smoking gun was just discovered just discovered the Biden administration knew the raid on Mar-a-Lago was illegal. It was illegal. Of course they knew, which could now be considered an overt act in a conspiracy case where President Trump's civil liberties were violated. Of course they were. Of course they were, and they should. And there's our last show. That's going to do it for tonight. I want to thank everyone for stopping on by. Oh, and, I was rushing to get ready for the show. I was going to wear a different shirt. I was going to wear this shirt. I think I wore it once before. It's the Skinny Bob shirt that I had created when I had a t-shirt shop. And I think this is the only one that exists. So there's Skinny Bob, a real alien. And I produced this, years ago, probably 2020-ish time frame. And Teespring was the company. They don't exist anymore because someone bought the company. They bought the company and they didn't fulfill anything. They just liquidated everything and just killed it. I think because they were doing a lot of Patriot products. I think some wealthy Democrat bought it and just dismantled it. We're not going to let them have t-shirts. That's what they do. Oh, Valeronian says Jupiter and Venus have both flanked the moon this month. Too cloudy where I live now. And before that, Cap 78 Pack says big blue moon this weekend. Oh, that's right, Valeronian. That's right. Blue moon. Look for that. Remember, that's what they said on Gilligan's Island. Look for the ship when the moon is blue. Remember that? Oh, and it was there. But Skipper talked Gilligan out of it. Oh, that's such a drag. Such a drag. And Catherine Weiss says, good night, everyone. Thanks, Kathy. And Cap 78 Pack says, great show tonight, Aaron. God bless you all. Have a great rest of your night and weekend. And peace in, much love, and see you Monday if I don't get washed out. Oh, my goodness. Carry a couple fun noodles with you so you don't get floated away. Oh, my goodness. Cap 78 Pack is in a very storm-prone area, so keep your prayers out for her. Thanks, Peggy, for putting that out there. And Valeronian, of course, now I'm thinking of what William Line would say about the Skinny Bob video. He would not be impressed. He didn't believe there were any aliens, period. Well, to aliens, he would be considered an alien, so he doesn't believe in himself. And Valeronian says, thank you, Aaron. You're welcome, buddy. And I got to write my thank you also very much. Thank you all so very much. Thank you all so very much. Oh, I'll put some hearts on there. Okay, I think hearts show up on that. And then Valeronian also says, good night, fellow truth questers. And then I said, thank you all so very much. And you know what else? I want to just mention very quickly here at the end of the show. It's right over here. Oh, now it's being hard to get. This is a book. Thank you all so very much. This is a book called The World of Kai. And this was published in, I think, 1957 by my old friend and former business partner, John Goodell, who was a very avid Go player. And it's a book about the game Go. And it's from 1957. It's a very well-read book, I think, over the whole world from back then. And he was just a great guy. He had over 200 patents to his name, including the robotic arm. Look at that. John Goodell. John D. Goodell. The World of Kai. Can you see that? Yeah. Riverside Research Press, St. Paul, Minnesota. And let's see. See the table of contents. Look at that. It's all typed out, too. He did all in a typewriter, I think. But then he had these books printed. But it's just really good. It's awesome. The game of Go is played in Asia, Japan, China, and it was considered the oldest board game. So, and it's one of the games that influenced my game Tetragon too. So, anyway, the World of Kai by John D. Goodell. So we'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the blue moon. I'm going to go out there and see if I can see that blue moon. And but keep your cameras pointed to the skies so you can take a picture of that crazy UFO, and come on the Truth Quest and talk all about it, because we'd love to hear your UFO stories. Look at that thing, just like the one I saw. Alrighty, Aphrodite. We'll see you on Monday right around 9 p.m. Central, because we're just on Reigns of Strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. We'll see you then. Until then, peace in. That's world peace, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah. World peace. It's coming.